The name Keith Ferrazzi has become synonymous with business relationships. His books Never Eat Alone and Who's Got Your Back are New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and Amazon bestsellers. We were fortunate enough to catch Keith in his amazing home in the Hollywood Hills to learn from him how you can become more connected. Welcome to the Rise to Top, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot for having me.
So you're known sort of as a relationship expert and quantifying that. You know, what's your background and how did you become focused on that topic?
You know, it's a great question. My background is almost irrelevant to how I became focused on this topic. In fact, I would argue that the way I became successful in my life, I was the chief marketing officer and head of sales at Starwood Hotels. I was chief marketing officer at Deloitte before that. Had a bunch of great jobs along the way, worked for Michael Milken, which was a great experience. All of those things happened because of my relationships in my life. From the very beginning, I recognized that if I was a poor kid from Pittsburgh, okay? And if I was really going to rise to the kind of success, the power, the influence, and the capabilities that I really had inside of me, if I was going to tap into my greatness, it was going to happen not from nepotism. I had to create my own nepotism, which was meaning getting to know the kind of people that I needed to get to know that would work with me to achieve their greatness, my greatness. It was all about relationships.
Is networking something that you're either kind of born with the skills to do it, or can this something that can be learned and trained?
Well, first of all, you're describing something that really is a communication style, which is some people bound into the room, as you suggest. Other people come in with much more closed communication style. That doesn't make you good or bad at networking. Because remember, networking isn't about schmoozing, isn't about getting to know 1,000 people and walking around with a martini glass and passing out business cards. You know, that's not networking. What I'm talking about is real relationship building. I'm talking about everybody, no matter what your personal social style is, has the capacity to identify a few key individuals that will be critical to achieving the things that you want to achieve. It really starts with you saying, what do I want to achieve in my life? Then I want to map my goals against people. Who are the people I need to get to know because of what I want to achieve? And then how am I going to reach out to them with generosity, with authenticity, and maintain constant contact? You do not have to be some bon vivant jumping into a room to be successful.
You know, you have these networking events, you have anytime you're meeting people, but the online world is really changing the game. Yeah. And my really question is, what is this doing to relationships? Tools like Twitter, tools like Facebook, is it just a different way? Is it more inauthentic?
We've always had a problem staying in touch with the people that we really want to stay in touch with. How many times have you ever kicked yourself and said, geez, I wish I had stayed in touch with that person?
All the time.
Well, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You invite them into your community. You get to periodically see them and their activities. You get to see when their kids are born. You get to see when they're celebrating something. You get to see when they're sad about something. And as a result, you're able to stay connected. We call that pinging. And before social networking was even invented, I created a concept called pinging. Now it's so easy. All you got to do is register the name in your Twitter platform, follow them, put them in Facebook, and you're able to ping them in a rather nice and consistent way and just stay on the radar screen.
Little touches all over the place. And by the way, we have a name for those people, those older people that don't want to move forward. We call them the pleated pants people.
Pleated pants people.
Yeah, so we got to watch out for them.
All right.
With the online and offline, I've noticed a big problem with entrepreneurs is following up. And people either don't do it, or they don't want to seem too pushy. I mean, is there appropriate rules on that, or how can you be better at following up?
Yeah, the first overarching rule is follow up or fail. We've all gone to conferences, collected business cards like this, put a rubber band around them, wanted to do something with them, and the next time we went to the conference next year, we looked on our desk, and there's that damn set of business cards we haven't done anything with. The answer is instantaneous. Instantaneous. Now that we got our BlackBerries, when you're sitting at the conference, you collected a business card, you don't put them, first of all, what you do is you collect your business card, and you segment the importance of the business card by pocket. Thank you very much, sir. It was really great. Yeah, we'll follow up, whatever it is. In this pocket, if it's sincere and you want to follow up with this person. Yeah, thanks a lot for the business card. In this pocket, if you will never follow up with this person ever again. All right? So now you've segmented the most important folks. And on every card, you're going to write something about them. Yeah, this was the cutie with the blonde, with whatever. I mean, just so you'll remember who it is.
Trigger.
And then the other trigger is, what do you think you want to follow up with them for? What's the actual action item?
Right.
And then I always put a big A if there is a specific action that has to happen. Then what I do is I go into the next session, and inevitably at these conferences, 50 to 90% of the sessions are boring. I sit there with the cards and I start going through them. While I'm at the conference, I said, hey, we just met in the hallway, but I wanted to tell you it was really remarkable. I loved our conversation. I want to stay in touch. I'm copying my administrative assistant. Let's get a call set up. The other thing you do is while you're talking to somebody, make sure that you get their verbal, facial commitment to do something after, if you want it. Hey, Mr. Diller, I remember the time I met Barry Diller, just literally in a hallway. Mr. Diller, I've always wanted to get to know you. Is there any possibility, we've got some mutual friends, any possibility we can stay in touch and maybe even get together for a cup of coffee? He'd said, sure, sure, sure. Who can I be in touch with in your office? Diane. Great, I really appreciate it. Thanks. Done. Now I call up Diane, and I'm like, Diane, Barry told me to call you to set up an appointment for coffee. The likelihood that you're going to get bagged on after that kind of personal yes, people don't want to lie. No. Now, if on the other hand I never did that and I just reached out to his office, I met Barry Diller at a conference and I'd like to meet him for a cup of coffee. Guess what your chances are? Zero. Nada.
Yeah,
right.
Thanks for coming.
There you go.
Yeah.
So those are some examples around the follow-up. Yeah. But all of this, by the way, is nicely enumerated at that level of detail in Never Eat Alone.
Right, which I think people are going to enjoy. For the few people in America or anywhere internationally that have not picked out the book, you got to check it out. Yeah. Last question, I want to ask about your newest project. It's Ferrazzi Greenlight. Yep. Tell us a little bit about that and what people can expect in the future from this.
Well, what Ferrazzi Greenlight is it's our capacity to scale. I mean, I can only do so much in my books, in my public speaking, in our training and development at large corporations. Probably the most exciting thing that we've launched is something called the Relationship Masters Academy. All right? So what we're going to be launching is 3 times a year, a group of 60 individuals coming in to work with me personally to coach that group of individuals through you mastering your success in all of your dreams and all of your goals through the relationships that you need. Now, we've been in the first round of this. We had the head of strategic planning for one of the largest telecom companies in the world, the CFO, one of the largest banks in the world, all the way to the highest bookers at at some of the biggest FAs, and it's been really phenomenal in terms of the attendance. We want to start bringing that to a broader audience. I'll still be there, but the fun thing about it is we're also organizing all of that group of 60 into small groups of peer-to-peer support. So you get your little chapter that says we're not going to let each other fail, and the whole system, it's a 1-year program, and I'm really excited about that. It's called Relationship Masters Academy.
Very cool, and that sounds something I'm sure a lot of viewers would be interested in. And Keith, thank you so much for joining us today here on The Rise to the Top, and you can visit him at keithferrazzi.com. We're going to link up all the other stuff as well. This was Keith Ferrazzi. High five on the way out.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.